Good afternoon, my name is Terrell Henry. This will be oral template number 5, section fossil energy. So for our first section, we have the origin of fossil fuels. And for that main point, I have that fossil fuels, they make modern society work. And I feel like that was the main point of this section, simply because I feel like anything that is powered, I feel like it's mostly used from fossil fuels, and I feel like we use a lot of fossil fuels in modern society. We've always used a lot of fossil fuels, but especially today where we have more like high powered things, we're using some of these fossil fuels such as like coal, oil, natural gas to power just these things that we have. So then for our next sections, we have, let's see here, section, the fossil fuels. And for that section, I have the main point is that fossil fuels can be used in many different ways. Crude oil, I believe I'm saying that right. It is used to, make the most powerful boilers in the world go. But not only does that, those are the same things that also go into our big monster trucks that we see, and they also make those go. And then, just for the average citizen, you see oil in your car, and that's what makes that go. So that's just a couple ways that fossil fuels are very versatile. Excuse me. They're very versatile, and they're used in many different ways. And it's not only oil; it's different things like different like coals, like they're used in different ways, and natural gases used in many different ways. Fossil fuels are definitely used in more than just one simple way. We have section energy from fossil fuels, and for that main point, I have that uh, I have that fossil fuels are causing are one of the main reasons for the cause of our climate change. And for some points I have for that is that, like I've said before, we're using more fossil fuels now than ever before, and just the burning off those fossil fuels that they put a lot of carbon dioxide into the environment. And that's one of the main things that we see is increase in climate change is simply just from us using all these fossil fuels. And we know that we've seen very tests that show that it is fossil fuels that are causing the climate change. It's not the only reason, but it is one of the main reasons why. For the next section, we're going to go to let's see here. We're gonna go to fossil energy technologies, and for that main section, there's two types of combustion, external and internal. So to go along with that, I have the first steam locomotive is external, and the reason it's external is because it has coal inside of it that is being burnt off, and that's actually what's making it go. And that's the reason why it be considered external. And then, since that, what really makes it external is that there is the transfer of heat that's making in this case, locomotive go. So that's, and in external, there's no transfer of heat to make an object work. And for the next section, we have fossil fuel resources. And for that section, I have that we we know that there is some fossil fuels left, but we actually have no idea how much is actually left. So to go along with that, we have in the reading it talked about how what we believe we have left, we're not 100% certain because we they also calculate fossil fuels that they have not actually seen yet, so they don't actually know if those fossil fuels are actually there. They just believe they're there. So there's really no like actual estimate of how much fossil fuels we have left. So I think we need to preserve as much of those as we can as possible. But I mean, not only for the reason that we're running out of these, and they take 100 million years to reform. So probably I don't even know. I don't even want to say what lifetime that would be generation wise. So we're definitely not going to see the creation of more fossil fuels. So they take so long that we need to try to preserve them as long as possible. And not only for that reason, but like I said, to help the environment out as well. And then for the next section, we have will we run out? And for my main point, I put that we will run out of fossil fuels. And I want to rephrase that a little bit. I think that when I say we will run out of fossil fuels, I mean we will run out of fossil fuels in the human lifetime. That's what I mean by that, saying that I don't think humans will, like I said, they take 100 million years to recreate, and I don't think that at the pace we're at the rate that we're using these fossil fuels, I I believe that we will run out, and it's not even will we run out anymore, it's when we'll run out of fossil fuels. And that's more goes to why my point is we will run out of fossil fuels. It's not like an opinion, it's just when we'll run out. And it could be if we continue at the pace we're at of using all these fossil fuels that could be prevented, and like we could use different things instead of having to use all these fossil fuels, then we'll preserve it for a little bit longer. But at the rate we're at right now, with where we're using fossil fuels so much, we will run out. I won't say very soon, but it's gonna be. It would just be a lot better if we would reserve a little bit more of the fossil fuels. And then I'm gonna go back up to the top, and then what is the main point of the whole entire chapter 5, fossil energy? To me, I put that the main point of the whole entire reading is that fossil fuels are very important and are very useful. However, if we continue at the rate we're at, we will run out of fossil fuels. And this is going to go into talking about my pictures here a little bit. So looking at the first picture, not sure if you can really see it on my end, but it'll be the top, the very one that's at the top. We have a figure that shows the amount of carbon dioxide that emits from whenever we burn off fossil fuels. And you can see, looking at the picture, that coal is the number one thing that emits the carbon dioxide, and that will go on to cause the climate change and hurt the environment. So we need to try to limit the use of that, but I actually did not think that coal would be the number one thing. And then if we go to the next picture I chose, we're going to go to the one with the little graph there. Not the graph, the wavy graph. It's showing, I want to say it is showing the amount of, I believe it's showing the amount of fossil fuels we've been using since beginning in, I want to say it's back in 1800, I can't really see, but it just shows the increase of fossil fuels that we've been using over time. And you can see, you can just looking at it from back here, you can see that we're spiraling up. And to keep fossil fuels for as long as possible, we need to take it back down. And then for the last picture of the bar graph, it's just showing. I actually meant to talk about this a little bit in one of the sections, how that fossil fuels are spread around the world, and they're found in different places. And that bar graph is just showing like different places where different fossil fuels are found. So I want to say that it was for oil, where different places where oils were being found. So I think it's very interesting that like some regions have more oil than other regions, while another regions may have more coal than another one, and another one may have more natural gas than another one.